Banavasi is an ancient town. It rests quietly today in the verdant forests of Uttara Kannada in modern Karnataka, set on the calm banks of the Varada River, a tributary nourishing these lands. Long ago, this was the esteemed capital of the Kadamba kingdom. The Kadambas hold a special place in South Indian history. They are among the first truly indigenous Kannada dynasties. Their rule began around the mid-4th century CE. It lasted in its primary form until the mid-6th century CE. Descendants continued as smaller principalities for centuries. This period marks a turning point in the Deccan's political and cultural landscape. The story begins with Mayurasharma, a legendary founder. Mayurasharma, circa 345 to 365 CE. The Talagunda inscription narrates his origins with dramatic flair. A learned Brahmin devoted to Vedic study, from Talagunda to the great city of Kanchi, capital of the powerful Pallava Empire. He went not for power, but to complete his studies with his guru Veerasharma, a scholar's journey that would change Karnataka's history. In Kanchi, a humiliating incident with a Pallava guard or official stung his dignity. It became a turning point. He abandoned the scholar's path. The hand that held kusha grass could wield a sword to protect Dharma. Mayurasharma became a kshatriya. He rallied loyal followers. A brilliant strategist, he used the rugged terrain to advantage. Guerrilla campaigns disrupted Pallava control. After Mayurasharma, his successors carried the mantle. Kangavarma ascended the throne. Kangavarma, circa 365 to 390 CE. He secured borders against rivals, turning rebellion gains into a stable polity. Next came Bhagiratha. Bhagiratha, circa 390 to 415 CE. A phase of peace and prosperity, focus on agriculture and settlements. Inscriptions are scarce. Capital remained at Banavasi. Ashvamedha underscored sovereignty. Raghu succeeded him. Raghu, circa 415 to 435 CE. Renewed conflicts with the Pallavas. Then ruled Kakustavarma, the most powerful early Kadamba king. Kadamba governance was efficient and region-savvy, a blueprint for later South Indian kingdoms. At the apex stood the king. He led military and judicial functions, and the executive apparatus. Monarchy was hereditary, typically father to son. A council of ministers, the Mantri Parishad, aided governance. Departments managed daily affairs. Prime Minister, Pradhana. Treasurer, Pandarika. Chief Secretary, Shrikaranika. Provinces were called mandalas, regions termed deshas. Below them were vishayas and village groups. Governors were royals or trusted officials. Land surveys, detailed records, and a revenue share, often 1/6. The Kadambas issued distinct gold and copper coinage. Their small punch-marked gold coins are notable. Padmatankas, a central lotus with surrounding punch marks. Some bear early Kannada inscriptions and royal names. They pioneered Kannada in administration. The Halmidi inscription, dated to circa 450 CE during Kakustavarma's reign. Their architecture is simple and original. The Kadamba Shikara, a stepped pyramid crowned by a kalasha. Modest plans with a square garbhagriha and vestibule. Temples doubled as schools, halls, and banks. Land grants sustained rituals and patronized arts. Coinage, Kannada, and temples forged a unique cultural identity. The Deccan was a mosaic of competing powers. The Kadambas balanced conflict and diplomacy. Primary rivals, the Pallavas of Kanchi. Several wars over fertile frontier zones. Kakustavarma forged ties with the Vakatakas, and alliances with the imperial Guptas, with the Western Gangas. Cooperation and conflict. After mid-6th century decline, collateral branches arose, prominent among them, the Kadambas of Goa. King Jayakeshi I, circa 1050 CE, led this line. They ruled the Konkan coast, becoming a maritime power. Other branches rose in Hangal and Chandavar. The main line ended in the mid-6th century CE. The Chalukyas of Badami rose to dominance. Pulakeshinai absorbed Kadamba territories around 540 CE. Harivarma, c. 519–540 CE, was the last major Banavasi king. Yet Kadamba influence endured under later overlords. They asserted local identity and political autonomy in Karnataka. Their example inspired the Chalukyas and Rashtrakutas. By elevating Kannada, evidenced by the Halmidi inscription, they paved the way for literature. The Kadamba Shikara shaped Deccan temple forms. More than a brief dynasty, the Kadambas laid political, administrative, and cultural foundations, a dawn of regional consciousness that still resonates.